in here is very cool for me. You being here, it was like Jerry Rice was here for Nate. Okay, This is a guy, an Ivy League football player who's in the beta house. Like, you are my spirit animal. I love this. All right, so Peter mentioned it. Obviously, you replaced Marino, and in doing so, you really became the standard for the guy who replaces the icon, and you did it so well. So, when Aaron Rodgers is replaced, and 20 years from now, when Tom Brady is replaced, what would you tell those people? How do you step into those shoes?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you got to be yourself. You know, you got to go in with confidence that you could win games and do it your way. You know, I came in after Dan Marino, who, you know, one of the greatest passers in NFL history. But I knew when I won games, it was using my legs. It was moving around in the pocket. It was, you know, bootlegs. It was, you know, pocket passing as well. But, you know, that first year under Chan Gailey, you know, we were one of the best third down efficiency teams in the league. You know, we were grinding it out. We were making first downs. Lamar Smith was running the football. We had a good
Rondé Gaston.
Yeah, exactly.
The defense was awesome.
Yep, the defense obviously was great. We complemented the defense very well by holding the ball, converting third downs, you know, getting time of possession with us. You know, and you know, the questions are always going to come, and you know, the criticism is going to come, and the comparisons are always going to be there. But I just, you know, I knew confidence-wise that I could go out and win games the way I played. I didn't have to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns every game, you know, like Dan did to win games. And it's funny, you know, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. You know, he replaced a pretty good guy too.
Right.
You know, in Green Bay. And I actually got a call from one of the PR directors in Green Bay when he was getting ready to replace him. You know, asking me if I had any advice for Aaron.
Like a consultant.
Yeah, and you know, they wanted to kind of get me on the phone with him, and you know, obviously Aaron had enough confidence. He didn't need me to tell him. You know, we never did have that conversation, but you know, it's funny that you mentioned Aaron in that respect, and whoever replaces him is obviously going to have those same shoes to fill as well.
So, Jay, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. There's Rodgers, there's Big Ben, you've got Brady in the mix, Eli. They've been there before. And I know that you maybe could be a consultant to these younger guys. Or you look, the Connor Cook's making his first career start in the playoffs. What's the one thing that you would tell them not to do?
Not to do.
Approaching this first game, the Connor Cooks, even the Osweilers,
not to try to do too much.
Okay.
Not to try and become the focal point of everything. You know, football is a game that you got to use everyone around you, and you got to let especially as a quarterback, you got to let your guys make the plays, and you got to find them, and if you try and win a game by yourself and try and force a ball when it's not supposed to be there, there are certain times within a game that you do have to make a play as a quarterback, but for 80, 90, almost 95% of the plays, it's about being efficient. It's about making sure that you move the team down, you get the team in the right situation pre-snap, and once the ball is in your hands and snapped, you got to distribute it to the right guy, to the open guy.
Now, you mentioned Lamar Smith and how the running game helped you overcome that deficit in 2000, that wild card game. Talk about your memories from that game in particular, and even speak about the running game and Jay Ajayi and how he can help this team get this victory this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned Lamar Smith. I mean, he had 40 carries, 200 yards
against Peyton Manning in his program.
In that game, against Peyton Manning. He was a warrior for us that game. And, I remember the first half, I struggled a little bit. And I was doing some of the things that we just talked about. I forced a couple balls. O.J. McDuffie was our guy, but, he was coming off a toe injury. And, I tried forcing the ball to him a couple times early in the game. It got us into trouble, threw a few interceptions in the first half, and then came back. We regrouped. We were down 14 points, and we were able to come back and win that game with efficient passing. We made a couple big plays here and there, but then Lamar Smith got going, and we were able to balance that out, between the running game and the passing game, and come down and win that game.
Is that the key with Jay Ajayi? Is that the key to lean on the running game in order to beat the Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to get going. They're going to have to control the clock against the Steelers. They're going to have to,
keep Big Ben on the sideline.
Keep Big Ben on the sideline. Keep Le'Veon Bell on the sideline. And
Antonio Brown on the sideline. The whole team on the sideline.
Exactly. Those guys are big play guys.
Yeah.
And, they're going to make their plays, no matter what. but you got to limit their opportunities.
Yeah.